Yo, what is up, dudes? If you just could, please, at the very start, let me know that you can see me okay and hear me okay. I'm using StreamYard to invite other people to join in, and I'm not really sure. I haven't used it in a couple of years now, so I wasn't really sure if it was working. So just confirm that you can hear me, you can see me. It's all good. Joe says it's all good. The Lamb says great video and sound. Ben says, yo. Denmo says it looks and sounds good. Good. Because I'm not using my regular mic. I'm not using my lav mic. I wasn't planning on really playing much guitar today. This is really, it's really all about Mike for this show. What's up, Speaker? What's up, Dennis, Chris, Pete, Jack, Average Joe, James, Charles, Majestic PB&J Cad. Thanks for all for being here. Terry 3G, Joe Hervey, Ben Coombs, of course, my man. Yeah, exactly, Ben. It's all about Mike. It was such a roller coaster week. The week started out so great. Fluff had promoted my channel on his channel, and it gave me a big bump in subscribers. That was Monday. And then by Tuesday, of course, we got the shocking and sad news that Mike had passed away. And been in a bit of a funk pretty much the rest of the week. I was up late last night looking at videos and just realizing I think it sort of sank in. I think it was a little like I couldn't really believe it. I think at first, I think it did take looking at those videos last night and just saying to myself, wow, he really is gone. It's stunning. It really is just stunning. Hi, Vince. Hi, Lefty guitarist. Hello, Hog. Hey, from Big Lou. What's up, Big Lou? And of course, Ed Axman, Pete Brown. Oh, thank you, Vims. Oh, no, thank you. I really appreciate that. I love Mike and CGS for almost as long as the channel's been around. Lots of good memories. Yeah. Mike was the one that introduced me to my Harley Benton CST 24 Emerald Green, and I happen to love that guitar. Yeah, no. Mike ran the gamut, for video content. It started out like I did. I mean, if we went back to the beginning, the early years with me for Mike is like 2011, 2012, 2013. Literally more than 10 years ago, because I was doing the Chinese guitars and he was doing the Chinese guitars. And I remember checking out his site and saying like, wow, he's doing a really good job with this. He's really breaking it down, and giving a level of detail and, a sort of I want to say like fairness that Mike was known for. I just want to pause a second. Henning is here. Let me add to stream.
Hello, can you hear me?
I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Wow, technology. I see you over there, but there's a weird. Hello, everyone.
No, you look and sound good. Your voice is sinking. You look well lit.
We all sound very somber. You wouldn't want us to sound like that.
I know. But too bad.
I would tell you what he would call us right now. One of his favorite words. That's what he would call us.
Yes.
It's not a polite word. It's not a PC word.
Yeah. No, if his last name was Hunt.
That, yeah. Like he was so PC on his channel, and I loved swearing in videos with him. But
yeah.
But when the cameras were off, that
Oh no,
Oh,
it
man.
very much like Glenn, but in the opposite way.
Oh my god, yes.
You know?
Yes,
Right? There's the persona, and then there's the real. Yeah,
that's
no,
true.
he
Glenn is just like the sweetest guy when the cameras are off, and I mean, Mike was still the sweetest guy, but still,
of
uh,
course.
he
In fact, that's what we
he
loved about Mike was that God just so kind and just so with the big smile and just, um I was just talking about, I've known Mike for a very long time because I started out with the, with the Chinese guitars. And of course, so did he. He was known as China Guitar Skeptic before changing it to CGS. And so, we were going back and forth in like 2011, 2012, like 2013. And which is why I was so when we finally met, I think it was at GitCon 2. I couldn't believe it because we had already known each other for a number of years. I said, "I can't believe we're actually meeting each other." He's like, "I know." Um, oh God, I have so many thoughts and stories about Mike. It's I
as
don't
I
know where
said
to
in
start,
my
but I'll start at the beginning.
yeah, I know, been there. Talk amongst yourselves.
sort of
Give me a minute.
one of the bitter ironies was that we became good friends when he nominated me for the ALS Challenge in 2014. And it just like, who would have thought he had done that
Nobody
that
nobody
summer,
would have thought.
that summer. And it kills me when I think of that, you know. And when he finally told me that he had it, I cried so hard because I already knew 2 people would pass from it. And I knew it was coming. And I knew it was the fucking horror of that disease. And I never saw a guy so brave. So brave in the face of adversity. And hopefully
He's
that
he
be the only
smiled
time
he
my eyes
smiled his
rain.
way through it. I was at his place and he told me like, I'm gonna beat this. And I mean, he knew that he probably wouldn't, but he just had the attitude. And then lately he really lost speech completely. And then they gave him an iPad to do text to speech. And he's looking at the camera and he's smiling. He just looked at everything positive. Uh, the serendipity is weird. He nominated you for the challenge. In the video I posted today. I mean, who has video evidence of meeting someone for the first time?
I
It,
know.
who has it? I didn't know I had it. So I looked through Gear Street videos, and the first Gear Street, there is a video of Michiel picking everyone up at the station, him running into RJ for the first time at the hotel, and then him walking down the street and giving me a hug. That's the first time we actually met in person. And and freaking Hank, who edited the video, he took songs that I gave him that we could use and just put any song on there that sounded singer-songwritery. And that's a song from my friend Rafael Cano. And as I'm hugging him for the first time, the song sings, "I'm waiting and negating that you're gone for good." And this afternoon when I edited this, that's where I lost it. That's where I just like completely I had to call Andy and call people and called up Rafa who wrote the song and said, "You suck, your song sucks, you're an ass." um, but I mean, what are the chances that you have video of this and then while the edited video literally says you're gone for good?
Oh, the
And
video you made was so good. I watched it, earlier today, and I wept through most of it. Uh,
yeah, tell me about it. Yeah, I mean,
Unfortunately, sadly, I lost a lot of my footage like an idiot. I consolidated a lot of my footage to a single hard drive, and in 2021, that hard drive shit the bed. And
oh,
so I think I do have some. I have all of the video I shot with you at your place because I never deleted that drive. I still have that drive in a drawer, so I can get that back, right? I just gotta
mhm.
find the drive. And some of the stuff from one of the events I went to, I left everything on the laptop. I never deleted it. So I could probably find the laptop and power it up and try and get the footage back, but I lost almost everything that I had in one hard drive severe crash. At least anything I
We have
wanted. Anything I want. Everything I have is crap that, I didn't need a second time. Like, I had 5 terabytes of backup, but it was none of the footage I really wanted.
I mean, we have weeks of him. There's first of all, there's the channel, and I'm so happy we have the Gear Street vlogs because that's like, just us hanging out and being silly. And then we have I mean, the thing is he was the first one in the room all the time. When people came to Gear Street like arrival day, it's like one day before it officially starts, and the brands come and we put guitars and we have coffee and I show people around, and I show people around like 10 times. That day, he always comes and says, "What can I do? What what can I do? Do I need to make coffee? Can I show someone the switcher?" He literally just went to work immediately. And on Gear Street 2, where we just had the Brits and the Europeans, COVID, we were testing Studio B. He's like, I'll make a video here. He just sat down with Carl Golden. They made a video, and I think I have that video, and it's on my channel. And it's just like a test video. But he's like, "What can I do? How can I help?" That was him. How can I help? Every single time.
Agreed. Agreed. He was just, as I, said in my, post when he passed, just generous, and kind and caring and just, always smiling.
The the thing that really kills me is the how much being with us in my street meant to him. Too many people will, it's fun and we hang and it's a business thing and we make some videos which are, who cares about those? But for him, that was he celebrated that because we were his people, and there are very few instances where I didn't see him in that shirt. I mean, granted, they're nice shirts. Derek from Rev makes them. They're soft. They're good. We love wearing those shirts. But
Right.
remember my mom made those backpacks, those embroidered backpacks.
I
He
do.
had that. He had that displayed behind him on the couch, and it's probably still hanging there. Rarely have I seen him not in a Gear Street shirt.
Yeah.
And it makes me super sad, that he couldn't come to the island. I mean, that might have killed him, but would have been a good way to go. But it wouldn't have been smart to do it. The travels were like 4 days to even get there.
Right.
But we have the shirts, the same shirts, same colors, everything. And I have one here that I wanted to give to him, and I just procrastinated and I didn't send it to him when I had the chance. And I just talked to Jake, his friend, and Jake said, "I have a shirt here. I visited him after I came back. Why in the world didn't I give him this simple little thing, the shirt, symbolized so much for him."
Right. Right. You mentioned the embroidered, uh, swag bags that your mom had made. That I was in one of the videos. I was watching a lot of videos last night, um, that he and I were in, bringing back a lot of memories. And there's a great one on his channel. Um, it's called like, swag bag or swag with Yes or swag with Steve and Phil. and
Oh,
look
where they
that
where
up.
they go through all the stuff. Yeah,
Where
yeah.
we sit, it's myself and Phil and Mike,
Yeah.
and we're out in this little balcony that his only like his room had this, right? And it was
Yeah, like a little alcove
like a
thing.
little alcove out there, and he sets up a GoPro, and we go out there and we go through stuff. And I was in tears, laughing and crying, and you know, it's a great little video. There's also, just on the topic of videos, while I have my notes here, there's a jam video I did with him at the second GitCon, the one from 2018, that I really enjoyed making with him, and I would advise you to check that video out as well. Again, on Mike's channel. Um, and then lastly, there was a video that we did with the second TGU that he was at, and that was called Two Guys, Two Bentons. And that might be my favorite video. It's we just grab a couple of acoustic guitars and we're in like a little corner room upstairs at Tolman. And there's just a lot of banter back and forth, and there's a lot of playing back and forth. And I had forgotten about that. And I probably cried through the whole video last night. But to anybody watching, I would recommend those videos. They're very dear memories to me. And watching them last night just brought back a flood of memories. Like, and again, just to show you like his wit, we were at and you know this, we were at the not the main factory, but the music hall down the street from the factory, right
Mhm.
at Warwick. And they're feeding us, and there's that little side door that goes out to like this little outside area next to the building, and they have like picnic tables out there. And so I'm out there, it's myself and Mike is next to me, and maybe Arnold is there. And this cat comes like walking out of the woods, this like little black cat, and its face might be look a little damaged, like it's a stray cat or something. Looks pretty thin, but it's got the weirdest meow. It's like clearly looking for food, smells the food. It's out there looking for food. It's coming up begging for food. And it's got the weirdest meow. And we're like, oh, I'm like, oh, kitty, kitty, because I love cats. I'm like, kitty, 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 I have plenty of food. What do you need? What do you like? Fish? You like poultry? What do you want? Right. And and then like this cat has the strangest meow. And just like is quick, Mike goes, I believe that cat is meowing in German. It's like we brought up
He
that meowing in German. They go, well, it is a German cat.
I mean, he again so dry. Like he's sitting in front of the post office in one of the vlogs, and just I had that in the clip, and he was just saying I'm waiting to make a deposit, and just clever and just always cheerful. I think the thing that got me the most, I was looking through all the vlogs, and usually we've got like 5-6 vlogs from each year, and he's in usually all of them. And last year he was already pretty bad. Like his speech was very bad. He had to take rest, so I made sure that he had a different hotel, and that he wasn't super involved. So he brought a camera and some stuff, set up in my mom's office, did his own videos, could take a rest, and the picture I posted on Facebook was him napping in the garden on a big beanbag.
I saw that.
And the great thing is, I really couldn't understand what he was saying anymore. Really, nobody could. Maybe Jake. But on the last day, he actually rested so much that his speech was coming back.
Wow.
It actually did something to him. But the one clip from Gear Street 4 that I could find is Tonio walked around and had people say single words to describe me, and he cut it together. And there's this one clip of him in like a hammock saying kind. And that's the one clip I have from him for Geese Street 4, him calling me kind. And that was just, I mean, I'm not, but
Sure you
that's
are.
him. Yeah, that's it.
It'd
But
be
the thing is,
a little kind,
we have all that.
right?
We have all that. We have all these memories. We have the stupid Gear Street 2 drift video that's on Lee's channel with Jamie Humphreys. We have the stories of Jamie and what you weren't there, Gear Street 2. Carl Golden all of a sudden disappeared from dinner. He ordered a big pork knuckle, and then all of a sudden was gone. And so most of the dinner was me worrying about what happened to Carl Golden.
Wow.
And he apparently just didn't feel right and went back to the hotel without telling anyone.
Wow.
So Jamie and Mike took the pork knuckle back to the hotel.
Sure.
Couldn't find, as you do, like a big pork leg, like,
Right.
medieval.
Oh, yeah. Right.
Deposited it somewhere in the kitchen, as far as I understand. But then in the middle of the night, got peckish and went back to the kitchen together or something to get the pork knuckle, and then tried to throw it through someone's window. Jamie and Mike, you couldn't put together because that was pre-programmed mayhem.
Right. We did a, after Eddie Van Halen passed away, Mike held a live show with me and Jamie, because we're probably the two people he knows that loved Van Halen the most, right? We're huge Van Halen fans. And I can recommend people check that video out as well. Again, that's a live show on Mike's channel, and it's a lot of fun. And we just go over everything about Van Halen that we loved. And it's one of the last times I interacted with him. I want to say that was in maybe the fall of 2020. One other story I can recall is it was NAMM 2020, and I was with a bunch of the people from like Rev and Vola, maybe, or maybe it was Vola and Acacia.
Maybe Vola and Rev and Vola, Vola and
Rev
Rev.
and Vola, Vola and Rev, Acacia, Rev, Vola. You know that unholy trio. And with just a smidge of two notes, and we and we're going
dash of two,
right, just a dash of two notes, and and we were going out to dinner or something, and it became that they were going off to some dinner that I wasn't going to. It was sort of a business dinner, and then the rest of the guys were going like shopping, and I was like, well, I don't really want to do that. And I actually had a plate of food left over from the night before, went out to a good restaurant and didn't finish everything and just took it back because my hotel had a refrigerator and a microwave. And they just dropped me back to the hotel. Went back to the hotel, heated up my leftovers, and was just sitting there kind of bored. And I got a text from Mike. Where are you? Like, I'm bored out of my tits in my hotel room. Where are you? He's like, down in a Chinese restaurant getting drunk. I'm like, dude, yes. Call an Uber. What's the name of the place? And got an Uber over to the restaurant and went in there, and it was myself and Carl Golden and Mike were at a table, and they were.
Did Carl actually stay this time?
Carl stayed. He drank. He ate, and oh my God, we had a great night. We were there to like 1 a.m, maybe even later. It felt like maybe they were closing at 1. We were there pretty late, and I remember at the end of the night, I went to pay, and Mike was like, "Ah, I got it." I'm like, "Really? I've had like 3 stiff drinks. That's probably $30 at least." And he's like, "Nah, I got it." And I just remember that night being a lot of fun, having a lot of laughs at the table. We probably brought up the German-speaking cat.
You don't remember, but you very likely did.
It was a running joke for a long period of time. But yeah, that was the last time I was, had shook his hand and had contact with him. That would have been
It's just,
January 2020.
it feels like very quickly he made people feel like they were family. Like very quickly. I mean, like Leslie, how much contact did my wife have with him? You know, Gear Street, and she's running around, and whenever anything happens, she tries to hide. You know, people are not her thing. And I will never forget how he said goodbye to her last year, because it did feel like an actual goodbye. It felt like this is the last time we see each other. And it was dark. It was the back porch, and they were hugging each other and just like crying, bawling their eyes out. And this was a guy that she met, you know, a few minutes here or there at some event that she hates because it's literally 70 people around her house. But my mom the same way. Everyone that he touched in a legal sense, um, just immediately got that guy. Like, how do you, like, why didn't he box that up? I mean, there's money in teaching whatever he had to people. Like, how to be like Mike. That's a course right there.
He, I just tell you, probably one of my favorite moments of all the events I've been to, right? KitCon 1 to TGU 1 to your event, the 40, the NAMM shows, like everything, the Spirit Con thing we went to.
Mm-hmm.
Of all those events that we went to, one of my favorite moments of the uh, of any of them was the last day of TGU 19. It had been sort of a steamy and sultry week, and it ended up with a day of pretty solid rain, right? Kind of a rainy Friday. And everybody was stuck indoors, and myself and Mike Palmisano went up into that same room where we shot the Harley Benton video, like the day prior. We went up in that corner room that was empty. We grabbed a bunch of Harley Bentons. I had a bass. Mike grabbed a 6-string, and the other Mike had a 6-string. And we proceeded 90%, I'd say almost 100% was Mike and Mike. And I was just sort of more of a participant and an observer. But we wrote a tune called I Don't Mind the Rain. And
Mm-hmm.
and I would point to his channel. He has a version up there. We recorded it on the Spire, and that's one of my favorite moments. We were there for maybe an hour or two, a couple hours, just up in that room. So it's sort of like, we'll change this here, change that there, and at the end, we had this complete tune, and I was really happy with that. I was so proud of that song. I was so happy to work with those guys.
I have to check that out now, because he always said, you know, I'm not the great guitar player. And he wasn't the greatest guitar player. He was a bedroom hobby style guitar player. But what he never told me is how he could sing.
Yeah.
I never experienced that, because it was always like, here's me, CGS guy, talking about guitars, and I'm not the greatest player, but who cares? I never knew how he could sing. I realized that when I saw the song that he wrote for his son, which is just so evil, the bastard. And and that he could write. I mean, for about a year now, I have every Sunday I'm doing a like song analysis on my channel called Let's Talk Song. Now my co-host for the songwriting course, Rafa, actually took the whole concept and has a whole channel called Let's Talk Song, where we analyze songs for harmony, lyrics, and just what makes a song tick. Is it good or not?
Sure.
And so I'm looking at this song that he wrote, and I'm like, this has some really interesting stuff in it. And this is not just like, your three chords. There's secondary dominant. He's going 4/4 minor, modal interchange. It has beautiful harmonic trickery in it.
Oh, yeah.
Which, to be honest, I did not think that was in him. And that's just reflecting badly on me, because why would I not think that my friend can do that? But I've never seen him do that, because he always put himself down by saying, I'm not the greatest guitar player. He could have said, yeah, but a pretty damn good songwriter, which, yeah, he was.
No, he
So
definitely was, because I could not believe how quickly he put together the melody, and Mike would suggest a couple of things here and there, and Mike's little single note playing certainly is a big part of the way it sounds, but the basic structure of the song, the chords, that's all Mike. That's all, China Mike doing that, not Mike Palmisano. See, there's two mics in a room. Gotta realize I'm at a severe disadvantage right now telling this story. But I'm pretty sure the song starts out in A and just does that, sus thing, and then he goes to the 6. And then he goes back to the 1 chord again. Back to but we do it doubly. Right? There was a lot of discussion about how long to do that part for. And then we go to the 3 chord, but instead of doing the minor 3, we substitute a dominant. Right? And then back to the 6 chord. To the 4. Make it minor. Mike loved to do that.
Oh, yeah. That little
that's
modal interchange, the 4 minor.
That is a Mike system right there. Major 4 to a minor 4. And
on the 4, he did that in that I'll Carry You as well.
Right. I don't mind the rain when you're around. Then he ends, of course, like, because Mike liked pretty chords, and so he throws a little 7th at the end there, because that's how he rolls.
I gotta see if we can do it. Rafa, my co-host, we said, well, why don't we do like a live stream? I haven't done a live stream in 2 years. I don't even know if I got the gear. Why don't we do a live stream for the release of the course? Talk to people, talk about songs. And I'm thinking, if we can pull it off tomorrow or on Monday, we should do a live stream on that I'll Carry You and analyze that.
Oh yeah,
and try not to cry, but
yeah. No,
that's tough. That's a tough one.
Yeah, I was gonna say no guarantees there. But no,
it's a beautiful song, and
he liked, and it's mostly derived from the Beatles, right? He's getting it, but when you hear it, you don't say, "Well, that's this Beatles song." Well, you don't hear that in there, because it's still his thing. But he has these little harmonic tricks that he likes to do, like you say, stealing keys, or doing little what I would call guide tones, right? So there's a small little, like that major to minor, right? He's guiding you back.
Yeah.
If you look at the next note, I'm sure it's chromatically one step away from that minor, right? So you're going major, minor, and then that next note is in the next chord somewhere, right? So
The thing is, that is great. Again, I just spent a year writing a 52-hour songwriting course, and a lot of the stuff that we're teaching, he's doing. He
yeah,
was. I could get mad at him now for not letting me know that he had that gift and not sharing that with me because I mean I talked to him about the course and we could have had nerding out sessions about Disney songs. I mean, I know he did a lot of musical theater and coach
I,
drama,
I was
so
going to say right now
it's coming
that's
from
his
that.
secret. That's his secret. He's coming from musical theater, and there's a
Yeah.
lot of those little harmonic tools to help tell stories, and
There's a
he's going to pick up
beautiful
on that.
in that I Carry You. It's technically in D, and it's like riding around on the D, the G, and the A with the beautiful E7 going to the A as a secondary dominant. But then he's going to the 6, but then the B minor,
Yeah,
which he then just lifts his finger and has the B minor with the A in the bass, which is a beautiful sound. There's some just beautiful things in there that are not dumb. They're not your typical how he portrayed himself as the bedroom player.
yeah.
He didn't
Well, he
ha-
didn't play a
that
lot of
what he what
it wasn't a lot of cliches.
no. What he did there was a craft. It and I could be really mad at him now for not sharing that with me because that's what I'm into. I mean, I why did we talk about the freaking Monterey Strat for hours when we could have talked about songwriting?
Well, he was obsessed with that story, it seemed. He
I said to Sarah,
RJ was
his
right.
wife,
We'll be talking about that Monterey Strat.
I wrote to her, and I know it's really mean. If there's one good thing coming out of him passing away, it's we don't have to hear about the Monterey Strat anymore.
Oh yeah, no, he
That's
he
horrible.
was into it. He was into it, but you know what? It was all good. It was all good. And
It
you know
was
what?
his Columbo time. It was his
It
time to be a
was
detective and just
it
track
was that
shit
was his
down.
white whale.
And we were at the shop where Paul Davids filmed the video on Hullabalooga Street, whatever it's called in London. I don't speak freaky deaky Dutch. I don't know. So on that street, Denmark Street, that's what it's called.
Right.
Literally, the kid in the candy store that's on the window and just licking the window trying to get in. They wouldn't let us in.
Oh,
I think that either the shop was closed, or it's by appointment only, or they saw us coming.
yeah. They were like,
So
"No."
we're outside of that shop, and he's literally on the window, just like, let me in. It was hilarious. In every shop we went
Calling the
to,
police.
and there was a black Strat. He's like, "Is that the Monterey? Is that the Monterey?" Oh, it was
Oh
it
yeah.
was it was a good day in London.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, my I'm just so thankful for the time I was able to actually spend with him and not just virtually, your event, helped that. And, but I did see him at the second GitCon and the second TGU. So we had those hours as well. But, I remember I'll have to dig the footage out. Um, we, we were, of course, we're at the second TGU. We're trying to promote brands, right? And
Mhm.
we're trying to get this stuff out. And we get these Dan Electros, right? We're gonna grab these two Dan Electros. We're gonna go make a video with the Dan Electros. Well, we should have spent the hour prior to going there tuning them. One was a fucking 12 string, okay? 12 string from fucking hell, Henning. When I tell you I'm there, I got the 12 string. He's got the 6 string. We cannot get these guitars in tune. It's like, how? We're 36 minutes in. And I'm like,
Hey, it's a tuning video. Come on,
let's get.
I've had those.
It's like, have you seen any cool like birds today? It's like we had nothing to talk about. We cannot get these guitars going. Oh my god. Oh, that was so bad. I'll have to dig that footage out because it's painful. It's
Oh,
painful.
no,
'Cause every
I
time
can
we
imagine.
play, we are out of tune, and I'm like, "Ay, ay, ay."
Have you seen the video I made in his living room where he's just holding the pedal?
No, what? No.
It's a huge pedal from Rob Dix. I mean, the guy's name is Dix. I'm sorry. That's where it went wrong to begin with. Okay. And it's a huge pedal with tubes sticking out. And so I didn't have a stand for it. And uh his speech was I mean, I warned him. He was, tired when the event began. And as an event organizer, it is massive stress. You have
Right,
responsibility towards the people that are paying and your guests. And 3 days of this, he didn't take breaks. And then he wanted to do live streams. And I said, we're not doing freaking live streams. So he was really tired.
right.
So his speech got worse and worse. And he didn't mind. He then just, sat on the couch holding the pedal. But I had fun because he couldn't really respond or fight me too much to then play with him. So he didn't know what was coming. I said, sit down, we'll do this. And then I said, Rob Dix can't be here, but we got his daughter, Heather. And so the whole video, I'm calling him Heather and making jokes about her dad's big thing that he's holding. And it's just he's sitting there, doesn't want can't really speak because he's too tired, and just like laughing and grinning and grinning. And it wasn't about the pedal, it was just about just like teasing him, and he enjoyed every single minute of it.
Yeah,
It was good. It
yeah.
was really good. We did several firsts, actually many firsts for me because of him. First time actually ever being in England last year, February, for the second British boutique British
Yeah, the boots
Boutique Guitar
yeah, I know
Festival.
the one you the guitar show, yeah.
Yeah,
BGBS? Go G
BBGF, British
BBGS, yeah.
Boutique BB, yeah, Guitar Festival.
Yeah,
Because I've only been to Heathrow on layovers, so first time actually stepping out into the country and immediately being welcomed into a family that's probably Hamilton's extremely annoyed of these YouTubers just like being in their house.
yeah,
And I'm sleeping in the guest room then, and just but that's how they are, or maybe that's how he was, and they were just like, "Why are we doing this?" Just like Leslie is, and but first time in England, and then we visit London together. That morning, we went to have a big full English breakfast with Tom James from Elevated Jam Tracks and Adam Steele, and that was fish and chips. There was all like just these British things, English things, and all with him. And then the second time, I drove there, and first time driving on the left side, first time taking the ferry. So all these things, these experiences, I'm freaking 47, and all these experiences I owe to him inviting me to this thing.
yeah, yeah. No.
And I said to Jake today, we've never really uh, correct me if I'm wrong, but I don't think we've had one of us pass away.
No,
One of
no, I was thinking about that last night because so when I first got onto YouTube, this is, like, very late 2009, like, the fall of 2009, but I start doing my videos kind of like maybe early 2010, you know, um, and, there was a guy, he's still on YouTube, who I really looked up to and still do for his playing and just, his very professionalism and everything, and it's this guy, PDX Guitar Freak, and, I went on there and, here's this guy playing like Van Halen note for note, and I was like, "Oh, shit, well, you're out of your little town now. Now you're out to the big wide world, and you're meeting people that are far exceed your here it goes. It's friggin' college all over again, right? And then, right, you're meeting people from all over, and you're getting your ass kicked, and, one of the first videos that I mean, I'm watching they're doing these jam sessions and they're doing all these remote jams together, and it's like really incredible stuff. And he came out with a video where their bass player that not in their band, but in their virtual online band, his little online knit group, like suddenly died from a heart attack. And I was like, wow. You could just tell that they were really devastated by the loss, and it's very sudden, right? And I just, yeah, that was the first time I had seen sort of somebody passing in the online community, and really having
Mm.
effect on the, on the community. And I was like, that's got to be tough on them. They had done all these tunes. Again, you're not really hanging. The difference is with Mike is that we were hanging out, we were hugging, right? We're shaking
Yeah.
hands. It was beyond just online. But that was my first
Knowing someone
glimpse into.
online is one thing, but actually having not even having met them once, like talking on a regular basis, being part of the story of his decline, health-wise, all of it. And I went to Pro Light and Sound in Frankfurt, stupid lighting show, and Richard Morgan is there.
Oh,
So
right.
Richard said, any ideas what's going to happen to the channel? And obviously, I think all of us thought about that. We all have thought at some point what happens to our channel, as if it's this super valuable, diamond. But I mean, you know what? To us, it's everything. It's what we've built. It's where we interact with people. It's where we get the little endorphins because people say nice video. Our channels are nothing. Guitar channels, where we have 100,000 subs or whatever. Who cares? We are all small channels in the big world, but to us, it means something. And we know how hard it is to get to where Mike was, 40,000 whatever subscribers. So Richard
Yeah.
says, what happens to the channel? In not because it is something worth money, but because it's a legacy. It's his thoughts, his opinions. It's a lot of Monterey Strat.
Yes.
It's
Never
it's
forget
some.
the Monterey Strat.
I mean, if anyone actually finds the
Oh.
Monterey Strat, there's a single channel that video should be on.
Yes.
So
But
the
no,
so the
I
question
agree.
is what.
It's like a shrine. It's a bit of a legacy. It's a shrine to because you can literally see him change throughout the years. That's the other thing about YouTube. If you're at it long enough, I mean, you look at my videos from 10 years ago, I'm unrecognizable from where I am now. Back then I looked human.
The thing is, if a channel now doesn't get groomed anymore, not catered to, nothing gets uploaded, do the subs stay? Do people all of a sudden unsubscribe? Does it wither away? Because that, in a way, to me, would feel like an analogy or whatever word to. I mean, that would feel sad because it is what he has built. And what is the most ethical, respectful way to treat this? Richard said, and we should all maybe talk about it. What a good way would be to carry this on. Now, if Ben, was old enough, was into guitars, and would say, I'll continue my dad's channel. Kind of like that Van Halen kid is doing.
Right.
Also plays guitar, I think, or something.
Right. Well, you see it in business
So
every day in America, where the parent passes away and the children take over the business. That happens on a friggin' daily basis in this country.
yeah, I would see that. Richard said, well, how about you guys all contribute videos, and once a month, everyone puts a video on there. But I quickly felt like two reasons that wouldn't work. A, it's not a channel someone would watch because the channel has a character.
Right.
And then just throwing videos on there. And I know my schedule. I have 15, 20 videos to do, and I'm backed up. Andy's back. Everyone who would want to contribute, we probably wouldn't be able to follow through. And then what we would do is do filler material. Who wants that?
Right.
So what's the
I would
ethical way? I mean, even
part of me, so there's really two ways that you can, I think that the two ways you can approach it. One is you don't do anything more. It's a shrine. It's a
Mhm.
it's a moment in time. That's it. That's his body of work. And period. End of story. But another part of me would say it or family. That's really the only people I think who could carry it on. Would be at some point a family member wants to find maybe old footage of his and continue that, because I know there was a YouTuber who was a chef, and he passed away, I think, from a heart attack or something like that. And his daughters kept putting videos out because they had a bunch of footage that they had already shot. So they kind of kept the channel going for a little while until they had completely run out of footage. But they never added like you say, filler material. It was never like other stuff just to throw
it
stuff
would
on
have
his
to be
channel.
stuff that Mike would be cool with. I was thinking, and again, I don't know where I stand on the idea. He had guests. He had guests on
Yeah,
uh, lately that helped him make videos.
right.
People that he did spend time with. People that he respected. They respected. If one of those people took over the channel, continued it in their way, on but once in a while throw in a Mikeism. Do a video that is the history of a band that Mike would have liked. Let's talk about the Beatles again. Let's maybe let's bring back the Monterey Strat.
I was going to say,
Um,
where right now is the Monterey Strat?
yeah, but go keep the channel alive in the way that they would do a channel. It wouldn't be CGS anymore, but it would be continuing something by once in a while going back to it. And for example, maybe getting together with Lewis, the guitar builder that he worked with for the British Boutique Guitar Festival, and put that on, because I know he had an interest in continuing that. He talked to people saying, I want you guys to continue this. I'm again, I don't know, but maybe that's a way to keep a channel like this alive. Find someone who's worthy of it, that Mike would have approved of, a close friend of his, to make videos on the channel.
I don't know his name, but he was working with somebody who seemed to be helping him at the very end, a close friend. The person who was in the AI video, which was, I think, his last video, which was an absolutely heartbreaking video. I burst into tears when I heard his voice again. I hadn't heard him sound like that in almost 2 years. And when his voice came back on to read a message, and it really did sound like him. I was like,
It
oh
did
my
sound
God.
like him, yeah.
I was like, wow. That I don't know. I'm terrible with names, but that gentleman seemed to be as close as anyone to the production of the video, not just to Mike, but to the production of the
Mhm.
videos when Mike has been sick. He seems to be the
Yeah.
the person that was helping him the most.
But I mean, I
Oh,
don't know
okay.
how.
Black Jacket Girl says
I
his
know that.
name. Andy was helping him. He says it's Andy.
Thank you, the Milton. Yeah,
Thank you.
Andy. I was thinking again, and this is all just you know thinking out loud. Jake Lee did a lot of videos with him, played for him. Jake came with him to Gear Street, so that I knew Mike had someone to kind of take care of him. And I know they were good friends. Jake went over. I have zero doubt in my heart that Mike would approve of Jake continuing what he started. I absolutely, and I know that Jake would want, he's starting, has a small YouTube channel. I could see that. And I would have a hard time seeing that anyone would have a problem with that, because it would have to be a friend. It would have to be someone that they work together, someone that understands him, and that says, okay, I'll do my videos, all good, but there's always a picture of Mike behind me. There's we'll do monthly history things, even though, maybe I'm a gear guy, but let's talk about the Beatles again. Just because you also have to cater to the audience that he built.
Right.
And in a way, I would feel that would stay in the family.
Right.
But it would feel,
I don't know about
it would
you,
feel sad to me if nothing happened.
but for every video I put out, I probably have 4 videos that never made it out. Like I have more scrapped content than I care to admit. So there may be, maybe, I don't know, there may be some additional content that they might even already have that could just be put together.
If it was anything like you, it's all lost in crashed hard drives.
I know that was.
But that's a good point. How many more hours did he talk about the Monterey Strat that didn't make it on the channel?
That's what I'm saying. There could be hundreds of thousands of hours.
Can we milk that story more?
Oh man.
We actually thought about this, and I don't drink, so I can't possibly have been drunk. Adam, please chime in and let me know. Jake, were you there? I think you were there, Jake, because we talked about the Monterey Strat, and that whole weekend we also talked about proof of cheese. Because there's a YouTuber, and there's always like proof of. Forget
One
it.
of my greatest photos of you are you with a giant wedge of cheese in your mouth.
I love cheese. So the whole thing was like, why isn't there more cheese? Why isn't there more cheese? And then proof of cheese, and I'm eating cheese. So, but then the Monterey Strat. So we're like, we have to get a Strat made out of cheese. I mean, that's a video that has to be on that channel. Take a big cheese. I mean, come on, you can stick a neck in anything, right?
Exactly.
So let's get a big cheese wheel, stick a neck in it, and a pickup and a bridge. Let's make the Monterey Strat.
Exactly. It's not as Gouda as you might think, but it's not bad.
We laughed so hard, and then we actually, I think for probably half an hour, tried to find out if we could actually make a guitar made out of cheese.
Oh, we're doing it. Yeah.
Tone cheese.
No, the Monterey Jack Strat. Now you're talking.
Now you're talking. Jack.
Oh, that's good. See, these are the type of writers we need on the team.
Yep, yeah, absolutely. Well, we already have a lot of ideas for Gear Street, because the thing is, Gear Street's my event. It's in my street. It's in my houses. But you know what? I don't think it's my event. I think it was his. I actually think it meant more to him than it probably means to me.
Yeah.
And
there's a photo. I'm trying to think if I even have a copy of it here. I don't think I do. But there's a photo. I wonder if I can share this. Let me just, can I do this? No, not from there. How about here? There you go.
Oh, wow.
You see that?
You see that?
That's a manwich right there. That's a man sandwich. Okay.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? That's a manwich right there. I'm giving a reverse bro hug to Andy. Oh God, I love that photo.
Talking about picture, remember the picture? the creepiest picture in the history, where we took a picture of my eyes and put it on your face?
Oh my God, yes.
So what we did is we took a picture of my eyes really, really close, put that on the phone, and literally held the phone instead of in front of Steve's face, and then photographed that. And it is creepy.
Oh no! Oh, it's creepy.
It's creepy. And on my Alexa, that frequently pops up and scares the shit out of me.
Oh my God! Isn't that the photo you used for 42 Gear Street?
For you, yes.
For me, that was the photo you used. And I was like, why is he using this photo?
I don't know if I can find that, but I
I know
I will try now.
I'm gonna find it right now because, oh, we're getting close. I'm seeing I'm seeing spaghetti ice cream. We're in the zone here. Let me see here. Somewhere around here.
I got it. Oh god.
Do you have it?
Oh, this is bad.
Oh,
Oh, wow. This is good. It's your eyes on my face.
yes.
Let's see.
And it's,
Here we go.
yes. Why, God? Why? I can't unsee that.
And that pops up on my Alexa slideshow regularly.
I think I have the reverse.
Yeah, we did both.
I think we did
Oh, we
both.
should have done that with Mike. God damn it.
Oh, I know. Yeah. Now I just want you to brace yourself. Those at home, avert your eyes if you become disoriented. But
That's good.
yeah.
Wow.
I really
I mean, the head is perfect.
corners
It's
just
perfect.
so right. And
Brilliant.
I think there's another one, but I don't know. It might have gone to Facebook instead of here because I don't see
I
it.
think we did the reverse as well. Yes.
I know we did, but I can't find it anywhere. There's you with you when you
Well,
you again.
we definitely talked about we have to do special things at Gear Street. Michiel had some cool ideas.
Yeah.
And then Lee had a cool idea because Mike was in more videos than anyone. He was just like going. So for sure, each of the 3 rooms is going to have a picture of him in the background. So he will be in every single video. There's no question about it.
Of course.
Michiel's idea, I'll share it because I think it's brilliant. Who cares about spoilers, right?
Yeah.
Everyone's first name, guess what? It's going to be Mike Pauli, Mike Fricker, Mike Ferris.
Oh.
And the funny thing is, that's not even his name.
Oh, I know. No.
That's the best part.
No, Mike is rectally derived. he just pulled that name out of his ass one day. Like, oh, what's your name? He goes, Mike. Okay.
I mean, hey, that's it's how can you not like a Mike?
I know. Well, that's it.
So,
right? He went with
and then I said to Andy, on the first morning we have like, a speech and a hello and whatever, which is going to be very, very, very difficult. Yeah. And I was like, should we have someone sing his song? The one that he wrote for Ben. And I'm like, and who would be able to get through that?
Oh, I know. Nobody in the audience.
No. Oh, hell no. And the thing is, the brands, when you talk to the brands that were there,
yeah,
they all felt exactly like us. I talked to Dennis from Boutique, and he's like, yeah, cried for an hour. Everyone.
Absolutely. No, when I heard the news, first of all, I don't know why I was, but I was shocked. I felt like, when I saw his last video, I said, well, he's lost his speech now and he's in, he seems to be in tough shape, but maybe he's got a year left. I mean, I don't know. And again, it's just wishful thinking, and then just like a couple of weeks later, I got the news. I mean, we find out that he passed away. Shocking. It did feel fast, even though we know that he's got a condition that's irreversible.
I was I was thinking, yes, that
Critical.
now he's got the diagnosis a year ago, and I was thinking he's gonna lose his speech and lose this, and it will get worse and worse and worse. And I told him, he's like, "Can I come back to you?" I said, "You can come. I don't give a flying rat's ass if we have to wheel you around in a wheelchair or carry you up. I don't care. Like, if you want to come to Gear Street, you are here every year. Period." I told him that, and I thought this is how it would go. He asked me, can his wife come with him to take care of him? And I said, yeah, of course she can. That, no question about that.
Sure.
So that was my thinking. And then Jake visited him and said, do you think it's wise? Because Jake saw him last year really, really tired from those days. He
Right.
said, do you think it's, with your condition, it is a good idea? And you couldn't have kept them away from here with all the horses in the world. And he said, and Jake told me this, and I'm like, oh, fuck. He said to Jake, if I go to Germany and I die at Gear Street, I die happy.
Oh.
That, yeah. Uh-huh. Try to not cry from that one.
I know. Jesus.
Mike, a gift that keeps on giving.
I know.
But it's, what was I gonna say? The thing is, this is, let me say something really horrible, okay? I'm glad that it went down this way, because
he was suffering.
He told me he knows what's coming, and he knows the point where he doesn't want that anymore. He knows that Jason Becker can still write music with his eyes, but he didn't want that. He didn't want not people seeing him that way. I don't think he cared about that, but he wanted to be the guy that he wanted to be remembered as the Mike that we know. And
right.
In a way, I think he fully pulled that off. He lost his speech. Who gives a crap? He was smiling as Heather, and he was laughing. And he had trouble because muscles weren't working. He had trouble eating, so they were doing. I always want to say artificial insemination. I don't know why. I don't know where that's coming from. He had artificial insemination.
You have a one-tracked mind.
I don't. Every time I talk about this, I want to say he was now artificially feeding tube, peg thing, whatever, and he didn't want that. I mean, certain things you have to eat,
right?
But and then he got a chest infection, and in a way, he might have been glad that he got. I don't know. I mean, I didn't talk to him in those stages, but from the feeling that I got, I think this is how we would probably all want to be remembered, and this situation to, I don't know, it all sounds horrible, to be finalized, whatever we want to call it. You know what I mean?
Well, I think what happens when you go through something like that, something that's, a slow deterioration rather than a quick heart attack, is that you see the pain it causes your loved ones, and you don't want your suffering to cause suffering on friends and family. And so in some way,
then you don't write a beautiful song that says, I'll still be there when if he didn't want us to cry in pain and suffering, why the crap did he write this beautiful piece of music to be played for us when he's gone? That's just cruel and unusual.
I know. I think that, like I said, we had a neighbor who passed away the summer of 2014 when the whole ALS challenge was going on. He was really suffering bad from ALS, and I remember talking to a mutual neighbor and friend, and saying, like, he's in a real tough way. And again, that sort of thing where he feels like he's such a burden. He feels bad, and they're like, don't, but it's just human nature, right? You don't want to see your loved ones in pain, and
absolutely.
So I
I
think,
mean, I'm such an idiot. He would have loved this. And I'm cruel. Please hate me for what I'm about to say. But you're talking about the ALS challenge. That's the ice bucket thing, right?
yeah, that was the
Yes,
summer.
I forgot about
I
that
was
thing.
nominated.
Had I remembered the ALS challenge last time I was there, I would have said, Mike, you're really taking the ALS challenge way too far. You're like, ALS challenge, hold my beer.
Oh man,
That's horrible. But he would have gotten a kick out of that one.
he would have. He would have.
He would have laughed. Now he just died. That's a horrible joke. But
And I'll never
I
make.
don't care
I'll
because I
never
know
let
he
you
would have
forget
liked
that.
it. Oh man.
Oh
Why
man,
didn't I think of this? He would have loved this.
yeah. Again, that's just the absolute bitter irony is that he did nominate me for the ALS challenge,
Man.
and I did it. I did it that September. I remember doing that. Everyone was doing it that summer. He nominated me, and I think I nominated like Robert Baker and Fluff or something like that. Yeah. And again, it feels like it was very recent. It was 9 years ago.
Yeah. I only really knew him 4 years.
I know. It's like I've known him a very long time. Again, just because we both had the same content. We were both doing the Chinese guitars for a couple of years there in between, like, say, 2010 and 2012, roughly. I think my last video was in 2011 or 2012. And he did the same thing. He sort of did that for a while, but eventually sort of like the mystique wears off and you move on to something else, But yeah. God, I've just known him for so long. And that's why I said it was such a pleasure to actually meet him at, I want to say, 3 events plus NAMM. So 4 events at minimum, I think we were at together. Your event, the second TGU and the second GitCon, and definitely at least one NAMM. But
Well, I am.
yeah.
I definitely will, if it's in any way possible, to attend the service, which we still don't know when that is. I'll try to make it.
Well,
And
services got all screwed up after the pandemic. I don't even know what the status is on that, but I lost a few people during the pandemic, and there pretty much were no services because of the whole pandemic thing. So I don't know what they're doing, what the status is right now, but
I think this is all good now. That's the wrong word, but you know what I mean. But I'm just thinking, looking at the amounts of posts from our community, and I see Sarah's posts, so their friends and the theater people and everyone. I'm thinking like what's it called, there might be more people than were there when the Queen died. I mean, it might get completely out of hand. They might have to build onto the town. And here's Adam.
Hello, everybody.
hello, Adam.
Hi.
How long have you been waiting? I hope not long.
Oh, not long. I've been watching the stream, but I've been trying to put my 4-year-old daughter to bed, and I'm sure you know what that's like. But here I am. And yes, I've been hearing all the wonderful words that Henning said. Not a word of it is true. No. No.
Yeah, that man, that Milton man, fucker.
Yeah.
Just a horrible person. I saw him stab a puppy once. I did.
But this is exactly Mike's kind of humor. Actually, yeah, he was.
Sadly, it is. Yes.
Yeah, but it's the funniest thing that everybody who only knew him from the YouTube channel, he was very wholesome, very family friendly, and of course that was a big part of him. Off camera, he was what an English person would call a rum bugger. He had a really wicked sense of humor.
There's a particular YouTuber whose name we cannot say because it would end all of our careers.
Mm.
And when we talked about that YouTuber, it's okay. Oh my God, would he go off? Oh my
Oh,
God,
boy.
the filthy words that would come out of his mouth. Oh my, and then we would pile on, and then it would get so horrible. Like
Oh,
the opposite of PC, like the
Yes.
most opposite of PC that you can get, that's what would happen.
oh, and if you got him and Jamie Humphries in a room, that was just amplifying the crudeness until it was like you were at a fish market with a bunch of sailors. Oh, yes.
Jamie's bad. And Jamie actually, I called him immediately when I heard, and Jamie couldn't make it to the last Gear Street, and he really only wanted to come to hang out with Mike again. And Jamie was sick, and I called him, and he was like, "Oh crap," he didn't take it well. And then I think 2 days later, he lost another friend, childhood friend in England.
Yeah.
So it's just not a good week.
Yeah.
Been a rough time. Yeah. Oh boy. It's funny that yeah, Mike and Jamie Humphries. I only met Mike for the first time at Gear Street 2. And I assumed that they'd known each other for years. It was like they went back to being, childhood friends. They'd only met 1 year before at the first Gear Street, but Mike's was that kind of guy that everybody.
You had to know him for 3 minutes, and you would that was it.
Yeah, it was the same with me. That I think that the second Gear Street that I saw him, which was Gear Street 3, it was like we were old friends, and then I was staying at his house, and just as if I'd always been there. That was him all over for everybody. We weren't particularly special. He was like that with everyone, which is a real quality that I kind of aspire to.
Tom slept in Emily's bed.
Yeah.
Didn't he sleep in the girls' room?
Yes. Well, it's funny that
Tom Jenks.
Mike raised his kids in such a good way that when we were all invited over for the guitar festival, he said to his young teenage daughter, "I'm going to need you to move out of your room. Someone's going to stay here." And she just went, "Okay." So that's a real testament that a teenager didn't just throw things at him and just kind of spit and close the door.
No, they're actually well behaved. I did tell it's his son's birthday tomorrow.
Oh.
So I told his wife earlier that they're always welcome here. They should come when take a break, come over here, and that Ben is welcome to play with my noodle anytime he wants to.
Oh boy.
Well, Steve hasn't met my noodle yet, but when I said that at dinner, the kids just died, and Ben died. And Mike wasn't the dad who would go like, "Well, you can't say that," because he just egged him on and just piled on, and he was laughing. We were all laughing so hard. Obviously, I named the damn poodle just to make that stupid joke, but they loved it. I think Sarah just walked through the kitchen, shook her head, walked back out, or something like this. There was I'm not going to be part of this.
That sounds like Sarah. She lived with him for so long.
Didn't it feel like we were immediately just like at home there?
Yes, very much so. And yeah, although it is interesting, the three kids, two of them are very mature, very got their wits about them, and the youngest is completely feral. And it's a typical family that you try your best with all of them, and one of them's hanging off the ceiling like Tarzan.
That sounds about right.
Yeah. But yeah, typical Lance, Mike, he really just rolled with it. And his cheeky side came out when young Ben would be acting up. And he
would literally go like, like as if he knows that he should say something as a dad, but it's also too funny. So he just let it slide.
Right. Right.
He had the little Japanese girl laugh. Like he did this.
Yeah, the I'm not supposed to laugh at this.
Yeah.
The my wife will kill me laugh.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, I know.
I know it's so wrong, but I can't help myself.
Yeah. I've had that when my daughter she swore once in front of my wife. She's 4. She's not supposed to know anything like that. And I'm like,
Right.
bad girl, bad girl. Yeah, but yeah, that was him, top to bottom. And I'll never forget when we went to Denmark Street in London with the Monterey Strat thing.
Oh yeah.
The shop where Paul Davids had done the video about that, they saw us coming and they would not let us in.
He was on the window like this.
Yeah. We've got footage of them looking at us out the window
Meanwhile,
and
they're
going,
calling the police inside.
they were thinking about it. They were like, not him, not that guy. And yeah, he just
I
so
know that there's a
so
picture here. I'm trying to call up. Yeah, right here. Here it is. Okay, hold on. Let me see if I can get this. So everybody is in this photo, but me, because I took it. I guess double clicking does nothing. But there you can see that
Oh my
smile
God, my mom.
just coming through.
And there's his smile right there.
There it is. Like that megawatt smile just coming right through.
That is an awesome photo. I think that might have been the photo that convinced me to come to the second one.
Why don't I have that photo?
How do you not have this photo? This is the world's greatest photo. You know why?
I don't think I do.
I took it.
I mean, I look horrible.
No, I counted down, and that was the face you decided to put on. I literally counted down, and you just, and that's what you went with. I'm going 3, 2, 1, and everybody does this, and that's what you did.
And then there's Mike just having the most beautiful laugh.
Yeah.
Oh, God. That smile just coming right through.
On the right there, you've got RJ as the assassin.
Yep. Yeah, I know. Look at that. I think one of us might be a narc. I don't want to say which one.
Got his badge around his on his neck. Guitar police. Yeah. Whoop, whoop.
That was that's my super duper 42. See, Henning, you have to have me back at the very least to take the photo.
Yep. You had me at the very least.
I'm trying to see. Let me see. Do I have the one? Yeah. Okay. Just to prove that you were indeed posing. This is what you looked like seconds before.
Oh, that's not fair.
And everybody's getting ready. I'm counting down, and there's Mike. Already got the smile going.
Yep.
Glenn trying to play it cool. You're like, are you
taking always? Glenn always trying to play cool.
Are you taking the photo or what? Like, I'm counting down.
And he's like, is that a camera?
Anyway.
I thought we were going to celebrate Mike and not make fun of me. Okay, well, how did this turn into this?
It turns out the two go hand in hand.
We can do both. The thing is, and you know, I'm pretty sure you can all relate to this. It's since this morning when I made the video, which was a dumb idea to make this early in the morning, my face feels like I've cried all day.
Oh, yeah, the muscles. Oh, you can feel it.
Did you make your video this morning?
Yeah.
Oh.
And I thought, it's been a few days now. Why naively would I have thought I can just, you know, talk about my friend and let people know what happened? And I clearly couldn't pull that off. And then editing, it ruined me. It really did.
Yeah.
Editing was horrible.
I literally watched the video before I came on here to get all my crying out. I said, okay, now you're all done. Now when you go on there, keep it together. And how long did I last, Henning? 10 minutes? Not even? 5?
Yep. But my faith in humanity is restored a little bit because I do these videos and people care about tube screamers more than they care about the community aspect, because I mean, I went, to an island with some friends, and sorry, I couldn't take everyone. And nobody gives a shit about it. Those videos, I mean, even those, watch Colin's videos from the island. They're so beautifully edited. They're really works of art. We did some great stuff there. We did stupid filler stuff, but we did some great stuff, and nobody clicks on them. It could be that they go like, I don't want to see people having fun on an island because I can't be on an island. But it could also be like, we're not interested in the community. Shut the fuck up and show us the next Ibanez. That could be it too.
Right.
But I posted this video about Mike and it says nothing. It just says, we love you, Mike. And it is the best performing video I've had all year. And
wow.
it's 18,000 clicks in a few hours.
Right.
And that restores my faith in humanity, because this video is not clickbaity. It says very, very clearly, like, there's nothing about the thumbnail or the title that's misleading. It's very clear what it is. It's a 28-minute video, and that means 18,000 people care. So that means that it's not that they don't care about the community, about the island videos. Apparently, those are just shit. Maybe that's fine. At least. And luckily, I've got Leslie. Otherwise, I would have left the house and killed some people. We've got 1,373 thumbs up and 4 thumbs down. Now, my instinct is, who in the world gives a thumbs down on that video where I talk about my friend passing away?
Probably people with automated stuff who decided they don't like you, so it's going to automatically dislike every video.
People with the last name Hunt.
Yes, quite.
But Leslie rightfully said, and I've had the same thing. I had a video where I'm donating a whole truckload of guitars to Africa. Why would someone give a thumbs down on that? That's cruel and unusual. But she said they don't know what the thumbs down means. Like on Facebook, you're doing the cryy face. That's you expressing, oh, I'm sad about this. 4 out of 1,400 people might think thumbs down is like, oh, I don't like that he died. It's a not disagreeing with the video, but saying, because what kind of a person would downvote this video as in, I do not like that you did this video?
Yeah.
That would be horrible.
Yeah. Then you get a wide enough population, there's going to be at least one strange folk in there somewhere. And you just have to discount them at that small percentage, I guess.
Now I want to meet them.
I
want to meet them and ask why they did that.
It's mostly drunks.
I get so many negative comments on videos that make no sense, or negative or thumbs down or whatever. I've just learned to go, you know what? Don't care.
Yeah.
Because it's not about them. It's about the people who do like it and who do appreciate what we do, and who give back to what we put out. The one person, like, if you were to play to a stadium full of people, 10,000 people, 9,998 people love it and 2 people walk out, well, I don't care. 9,998 people thought it was great. That's enough for me. Yeah. I try and see it that way, that like whenever we do a video, it's not a one-to-one really. It's kind of a broadcast to a stadium full of people. And so you can't win them all. And if you win most of them, you've won.
Yeah. And there's always going to be some people that are just, no matter what you did, you could cure cancer and they'd call it an attack on the medical community.
Yeah.
So you would.
I got to get you guys back because I don't know where your window went.
Where are you, Henning? You're frozen with the freeze and the freeze up. Do I need to grant you permissions or something?
Oh, there we go.
Oh, there you go. Yeah, I saw.
Am I back?
You are back.
Yeah, I had you on the sidecar so I can look at the camera. I had you on my iPad, but that froze.
Oh.
he had you on screen
So-
7.
Well, I've got this pretty camera, and if I want to look into it, I have to have the you
Right.
guys over there.
And don't you have 2 central screens, one on your left and 2 on your further left? And
I don't know when I have a lot of screens.
some would say too many. Some would disagree. More screens
Never.
is more good.
You
And now
can't-
I hate that I can't talk with Mike about this stuff anymore, because that's the greatest thing about having you guys as friends and him, because we can't talk about this job with normal people. Can't go down to the bakery and just chat about upload schedules and Monterey strats and what lens are you using and how about that ATEM switcher.
Exactly.
Yeah.
He's the guy
What
that
are we-
turned me on at
What are we going to
at
do with this
BBGF?
Glenn Fricker?
Yeah.
He's
We
too
had
big
this,
to throw him
he-
into the sea.
He had this little Stream Deck, and he was controlling the ATEM with it. I'm like, whoa! And then I bought the Stream Deck XL, and now I've got my whole ATEM control right under my screen, and all because of him. So
All right.
yeah, we
Got my little
had all these conversations, about how to be better at YouTube, and I think we all make each other better because we help each other out with ideas. And I just had you got to meet Carlos, Steve. Carlos is crazy.
Oh, yeah.
We call him the crazy motherfucker.
Oh, he's so
Um,
funny.
He's ADHD to the max.
I believe
4
that.
million,
Coco.
4 million subscribers. And so
Wow.
I just taught Leslie some editing, and I did ads for the songwriting course, and they're in real form. And of course, you should have like subtitles on them. So she spent a whole afternoon putting subtitles in Final Cut on these reels. And then I talked
Really?
to Carlos, and Carlos was like, no, use Captionator. Well, he shows me an app that literally does it in like 3 seconds automatically. So I'm like, how am I now gonna go over there and tell her that it was literally for nothing? Yeah, I did just that. I went over and said, look what I just found. Yeah.
Yeah, I saw
But-
the La Bamba. I caught the
Mm.
I caught the night at the club.
God, that was weird. Mike would have. Adam and I, we talked about that early on about the island, and that I really wanted him to come,
Mm.
and it would have been impossible because Gear Street, energy-wise, really knocked the wind out of him, and we traveled for 18 hours with 2 layovers to Cebu, spend a night in Cebu, spend 2 nights in Cebu, then a small plane to another city on an island on Palawan, and then a Airbnb that we all slept in, bunk beds in, and then a 5-hour bus ride on the most windy roads to a tiny, tiny little jetty that took us over to the island. I mean, he would have made it there, but he would have slept for 2 weeks, and then probably we
Yeah.
wouldn't have gotten him home.
Right.
Yeah,
But
I mean, the
Man would
British,
have loved for him to be
Yeah.
able to do this.
the last boutique guitar festival really wore him out over 3 days, and that was in his house.
Hmm.
Right.
He didn't have to travel, and he was really kind of
Yeah.
done after
Right.
3 days.
Right.
So yeah,
I was naive, but that my idea was I want to give him the chance to do this.
Right.
But he would have loved every second of it because there's a band playing 90s covers in this seedy little bar in a back alley in Cebu in the Philippines. And of course, Perfecto de Castro got us an old friend of his that lives near Cebu to take us out. And they don't take us to touristy places. Okay, he takes us to this seedy bar called the Havana. The Havana Club. First thing, okay, kids, close your ears and eyes. First thing that Carlos says, "Oh, Havana is a." How do I say this PC? When you put your pee-pee between the and like that's a Havana in Spain, and he's doing these sounds, and we're just laughing. So I'm saying to Andy, imagine you're the guitar player in a band in the Philippines. You're playing a cover gig, and let's just be arrogant and assume that they might know our channels. Let's assume I'm the guitar player in the band. I look up, and I've been watching these channels for years. I look up and I see all of a sudden these guys standing there and freak out because I'm like, what are the chances that you YouTubers that you watch are standing there? And that was a hypothetical, because how funny would it be? Guitar player looks up, loses it, and says, oh my God, I'm watching all of your channels. Guitar player says, I modified my tally based on Andy's recommendation.
Wow.
I'm playing the katana because of Andy. Literally, his whole rig was Andy. And he knew Colin, he knew me, didn't know Carlos, which is the funniest bit. Carlos with 4 million subscribers, Spanish channel. Like, they didn't know him in Japan, they didn't know him in the Philippines.
Right.
These guys go off the stage and hand us the guitars and say, you take over. And then Andy and Carlos go on stage and do Stones, La Bamba, and just completely rock it, and the audience loves it. It's 2 o'clock at night. Girls in skimpy dresses are jumping up and down. So I'm watching more of that than the stage. And
I'm glad
Mike
you
would have
now.
Mike would have so loved. And the thing is, very likely they would have said, oh my God, it's Mike from CGS in the middle of the Philippines. So,
Yeah.
but he was there with us wherever we went. I'm pretty sure he's going to be with us wherever we go for quite a while.
Yeah. No, definitely check out that tune we did together. That I can't emphasize enough. It's just one of the best memories I have of all the events I've been to. You know, just that one afternoon, rainy afternoon, hanging out with Mike, the 2 mics, and just putting that all together. And it is on his channel. I strongly encourage you to check it out.
I jammed with Mike a couple of times, and he was always on the ball. Yeah. Although, actually, the
Wait, we
times
did
I
those
jammed
live
with
streams,
him,
didn't
he
we?
was on drums of all things.
Yeah, didn't we do those live streams at BBG,
Yeah,
BBG, BBGF?
That's right. The first time round, anyway, not the second time, but the first one.
He wanted to. He wanted to do the live streams, and I told him, fuck no. And I got mad at him because those live streams meant cutting the filming short, practicing, and stressing out. It would have really knocked the wind out of him.
Right.
And he really wanted to do that for his viewers, because he said they like the live streams. I'm like, it is so much work and so much energy. And I said, we're not doing this. We can just, didn't we then just sit down and talk or something, Adam?
Yeah, well, we just didn't do the live streams, and we just all chilled out and had a bit of a social, because it was the energy you could see in Mike. He was really kind of flagging. But the first time, did we know that he had? I think he just got a diagnosis on the first time we did the guitar festival together. So he was really kind of maximizing his life at that point. He was like, he'd quit drinking. He was being in as good health as possible. He was trying to get the most out of every day, which I think was probably the right thing to do at that time. Because
I think he did.
Yeah, I think his speech was slightly on a kind of a bad moment, not quite great that time, but most of the time he was more or less okay still. So yeah, he was still competent enough to play drums and keep time, mostly.
And Sarah posted stuff. The theater group, the musical group, whatever, the whole society there, they had a big celebration, MND.
Yeah, they had an event to
awareness
celebrate
something
Mike as well. Yeah,
and they kind of honored him. So he definitely, I'm pretty sure, he went knowing how loved he was. He meant knowing what he meant to all of us. And as I said in my video, he wasn't shy about saying he loved us, and that, made us say it right back. So I'm pretty sure that he knew how he changed us, how he changed our lives, what he meant to us, and that there weren't questions about, did I do enough? Was I good enough of a person? I'm pretty sure he had that down.
Yeah, no question.
Absolutely.
And on that note, gentlemen, I must disappear. I now have to pack for another flight.
Ooh.
Rock
Where are
and
you
roll
going?
lifestyle is going to kill me. I'm going to the south of France. I'm filming with Produce Like a Pro Boys for 6 days. And then in typical rock and roll fashion, I fly back and drive straight to a gig.
But wait a second. When are you going?
Sunday, yeah. Tomorrow, 12 p.m.-ish is my flight.
But you want to tell me that your video for my course is done, right?
Sure, yes.
That's done and goes live when?
When I get back.
Adam?
I've been in America.
But I need money.
Me too. I'm not purposefully denying you money.
I need to buy the house.
I need
Put
to
the third
buy
video
things.
studio in it.
I need
Which
to
people have
buy-
already suggested we call it the mic room. and I'm not against it.
And you do nothing but test microphones because it's the microphone.
Okay, I will give you a few days.
Yes. Well, I'm going to film something tonight if I can, and then edit it on the plane because rock and roll.
Yeah, Jake, stop watching this video. Go edit the video. Well, I'm gonna say a million thanks, Steve. We haven't talked in a while, but this did mean a lot.
Thank you so much for joining me too and helping me get through the grief. As the saying goes, grief is the price of love.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. And we shouldn't have to get through this by ourselves. You guys know Bo. Bo was at the first GitCon. He was here at GitFeed last year, and Bo immediately called me when he saw the video and said he's in a not so good place. I'm like, why in the world would you call me and wait this long? It's like, when you guys are in a shitty place, then you pick up the phone. You have to look over there. You two guys, that's why we're here. I mean, no freaking video deadline is more important than, talking to a friend. If you guys feel you have to talk about anything, you should know that you can call me whenever, day or night. I mean, freaking Boston time zone. Fine. Whenever. I mean, not the whole chat, not all you guys. This really goes.
Screw you guys.
No.
Screw you guys. I don't like you people.
Definitely not.
Some of you, but
A select
I mean,
you. Yes.
Yeah, it's because in these situations we always think like, we should have talked more. We should have had more conversations. We have video calls. Why didn't we? So let's just let's make sure that when you guys feel down, share it with me.
Henning, will you be making your triumphant return to NAMM in January?
I don't know. Cost
Ooh.
Maybe.
Breaking news.
Maybe don't bring a full news crew this time.
Yeah, I could do that, but it costs money. And the thing is, I mean, I don't want to spoiler things, but like in February, I got to do this other thing, which is like, I got to go and like make videos again.
You do 2 weeks all the time.
On an island again.
Oh.
So I have, I have to go to work.
Yes.
And also,
so I'm doing that again, and that's work and stuff.
Sure.
Yeah.
So, yeah, we'll see who comes back to NAMM.
Well, if you go to NAMM, you might be able to convince more people to pay for the island.
Hey, what we did there was worth every single penny.
Even
if not, I'll pay for it. I don't care. When I see pictures of the island now from all the friends that we made there, because realistically, We made friends. The whole staff. I'm friends with them on Facebook. We chat. Flora, the woman that owns the island with her husband. I see pictures of it, and it usually doesn't happen when you see pictures from a place where you went on vacation. It feels. I'm thinking home. It's very strange. I see them posting stuff on Facebook, and it feels like that's home. It's a very weird feeling. They definitely welcomed us in a way that we would have never thought possible.
Biggest celebrities they've had there in 20 years.
Well,
We definitely promoted that place big time.
yeah.
And it's so cheap. That's the only reason why I even came up with it, because it's insultingly inexpensive.
Yeah.
Steve, you don't know the numbers. Guess how much the island was.
For how long? How many days? 2 weeks, 14 days?
14 days, 10 people. Private island, including 3 meals a day.
I got to think $1,500 a day, $2,000 a day.
Getting close. It's per person per night, including 3 meals, $130.
Okay, yeah. So how many people? Oh, so yeah. So I was off a little. I'd say I'm not good with the math.
I mean, usually I would. This is stuff like it's like $4,000 or $5,000 a day for like a room. I mean, private island,
Yeah.
and literally being catered to. You went to the bar and said, "Hey, Angie, I'd like a massage at 3." Okay, fine. And then you have a massage. I mean, like 7-star service, amazing food, everything, and our own place. Nobody else was there. $130 a night. You don't get a Motel 6 for that.
Oh no. I paid triple that to go to Nam.
With breakfast, if you're lucky.
Yeah. No, and then Google taunts me and they go, if you can come here the week before, that same room is only $109 a night. But for you this week, it's $389 a night.
Yeah, so when I looked at it, it was for 10 people, 2 weeks, it was 18 grand. And that is really a joke. That's, you don't get like a normal resort or whatever for that. And that's the reason why I thought, oh, this is possible.
Right.
The brands will have to pay very, very little. We pay our own flights. And that's the reason why we did it. And I thought it's vacation / we make some videos. No, you know me at Gear Street. That was me on the island. And the owner of the island said continuously, Henning, you're just working. What's wrong with you? So, yeah, whatever. Well, that's why I wanted to bring Mike so he could do all the work and I could have been in the hammock, but that didn't work.
I know. I knew, I have to say that I knew I hadn't noticed, but when I saw the videos from your last Gear Street when Mike was there, and I could tell his speech was starting to go down.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, that's worse than I had thought, that was the first time I was like, oh no, this is really progressing. He's in trouble. And that was less than a year ago,
it was way faster than any of us had thought.
Absolutely.
But bringing it back to what you guys were saying at the start, I think that's what he would have kind of preferred in the long run, that not having to have, the wife and everybody just constantly be at his beck and call because they had no other choice.
No, we lost a friend on the street, and towards the end, the whole neighborhood had to help them. There was a rotation to prepare meals. There was a rotation to take care of the lawn and help out, because his care required pretty much 24/7 attention, and they needed help, and we were all too happy to give it. So I knew what was coming, having lived through that, and that, but it still was shocking that he seemed to go more quickly than I had anticipated based on what I had just seen. You know what I'm saying? Some of his videos, he looked maybe a little bit more spry, you know, a
Yeah,
little
yeah,
bit
yeah.
more going, but it was shocking. It was Robert Baker that actually texted me to let me know.
Mhm.
He's like, "I know if you hear about our friend Mike," and I was like, "Oh no."
Yeah.
But anyway, gentlemen, I
Yes.
really appreciate you both joining me tonight.
Anytime.
I
Anytime.
really, really appreciate the afternoon for me, night for you guys.
Yeah.
But I really, really appreciate it. And again, I would just ask people to go to Mike's channel and
Yes.
check out, you know, any of the videos we did together. I'm really proud of, and look at some of that content that we had done together, especially uh, two Bentons, the acoustic video we did that's on his channel.
That sounded so
He
wrong.
named it. He named it.
That sounded so wrong.
I I would go and check that out. That's a very fond memory of mine, and I think it sort of sums up Mike. He's so great in that video. Anyway,
Most of my memories of Mike are just hilarious laughing.
Yes.
yeah. All right, gentlemen, we're gonna go offline. Thank everybody for hanging out. I really appreciate it. And there'll be no live show tonight. This is my only live show today. And I'll see everybody a week from today for my regularly scheduled live show. Thanks to everybody for hanging out. Anybody who contributed, I really appreciate it. And of course, never forget Mike. And please visit his channel and check out some of his content. Thank you.